finger. When you do the things you do, you got me wrapped around your finger. Your pretty little lies, with your pretty little lies. Would you rather stay? I'll watch you be and slowly walk away. I would rather leave. I'll take your heart and wipe it off your sleeve. Should have known by now, there's no reason to.
Oh, you getting down now? You getting down? I see. Got a pretty girl on the turntables, bunch of pretty girls on the couch. See a couple models on the dance floor, they just got a bottle on the house. Trouble look better with the lights off, still see it written on your face. When the rhythm hit your body like adrenaline shots, no chase, can't wait to see you move side to side. The revolution's on the floor, not televised. Cause when your body's in my hands, it never lies. Come get yourself some satisfaction. House party in a hillside mansion, smell like weed in the halls. Blue jeans, white tee, leather jacket, looking like a rebel with a cause. Everybody wanna get a little active, everybody wanna get a little taste. When the rhythm hits your body like adrenaline shots, no chase, can't wait to see you move side to side. The revolution's on the floor, not televised. Cause when your body's in my hands, it never lies. Come get yourself some satisfaction. Get yourself something to satisfy. Something to satisfy. And I've been going too long trying to catch my breath. If you close at 4, you get no respect. Man, these roads got me thrown, but ain't no regrets. Over glow, it's a show, it's a motherfucking fest. It's a jet, it's supreme. I just got high with the girl on my dreams. I just arrived super high to the scene. Pink shades make these nice look rose color hair, long hair, gon' feel like so brother out here walking on ice like four brothers. Baby, I'm a bad motherfucker, what you mean? I'm a lit match, drink kerosene out of red cup. True life, but I had a few nights where I lived too fast at the most. Full gas, I know this won't last, trying to puff fast on my goals. Deep pray, but I'm not too faded to ride that wave to the coast. Life will give you lemons in the limelight, but if you wanna get your mind right, move side to side. The revolution's on the floor, not televised. Cause when your body's in my hands, it never lies. Come get yourself some satisfaction. Maybe we've been worried about the wrong thing. Maybe we've been taking this the wrong way. Maybe we've been worried about the wrong thing. Maybe we should listen when the song sang. Side to side, side to side.
And we move in circles, we're drifting away. Now the times are changing, we're standing in the line. By the by, we'll get through this. Side by side, we'll walk through this together. And I believe in a summer sky and the waves on a restless ocean. Above the wing of a burning flag with a heart full of true devotion. It's all for you, it's all for you. It's all for you, it's all for you. And I believe in a summer sky and the waves on a restless ocean. And I'm on the wing of a burning flag with a heart full of true devotion. It's all for you, it's all for you. It's all for you, it's all for you. Nobody's gonna hold your hand when it comes to healing. Nobody's gonna understand why you still feel the way you do. Even on my lonely days, I know that I am still loved. It's pretty often that I feel I just don't fit in, and that's okay, 'cause everybody's different, and not everything works out.
Coming up tonight, ECS returns with our second European semi-final. And tonight, two legendary names collide as the Swedes of Ninjas in Pyjamas take on Season 4 champions FaZe. Taking on ECS newcomers fours in Day 1, Ninjas in Pyjamas made it rain with fire in an impressive 2-0 series. With Draken temporarily returning to the squad to keep Dennis's seat warm, the young star stepped up to the plate on train, delivering a godlike performance to seal the map 16-9. With a confident start from the Ninjas, nothing could halt their momentum going into Dust 2. Although Z-Power fought tooth and nail, it was too late for the Russian side, as Lekro took NiP to match point with some beautiful AWPing action. In our concluding quarterfinal matchup, FaZe took on another legendary name in Virtus.pro. Initially, it was the Polish squad who ran riot on the server, living up to their names as they plowed through FaZe on train. However, with so much firepower arming their side, FaZe were not done yet, proving they were still a force to be reckoned with on Inferno, as the dynamite duo of Nico and Olaf silenced Virtus.pro. Having secured map 2's 16-9, everything was still to play for on the deciding map Cash. With an already dominant performance, Nico could smell blood in the water, pulling out ahead of the pack with a staggering 36 kills to take the series 2-1. With a chance to grace the stage at the glorious SSE Arena Wembley, tonight's semi-final is sure to go down to the wire. But who will be joining Astralis in Week 1's Grand Final?
Puts out of position. Oh, that's a nice flick. And they have no idea he's there. What is this? Oh my god!
Always sees animated, that's a kill. He can go to the quick throw there! My god, ball has done it! Watch the season. Oh my god! It's the pistol! And Mage has helped him out! They might have done it! 3 kills at the start, it's a 4-on-2. Mage is short, goes down here, but he's on his son's block. That is absolutely epic!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute pleasure to bring you day 3 and 7. It's a new look with the format, and my god, is it looking good. We've had some absolutely epic games this week, some of my favorite online memories of Counter-Strike in a long time, and it's only going to get better today. We're at the European division here today, NiP versus FaZe, some great games, and I'm joined by the lovely James Bardov, DDK. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm good. I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning playing Hollow Knight on the Switch.
3 in the morning?
Yeah, man, I love it. I'm loving it.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Dan, what were you doing until 3 in the morning?
I was asleep.
Asleep. That's
asleep for 3
more
morning,
usual,
yeah.
but I like his answer more, I have to say. It's a little bit more interesting.
I'm very good at being awake.
I am actually like having counter jet lag right now. It's actually benefiting me because my schedule at home, I normally go to bed at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
so when I've arrived here, I actually look like a normal person. I'm going to bed at like 11 o'clock at night, waking up at 7 a.m. It seems pretty good.
I know. I feel like when I'm anywhere else, but anywhere apart from LA, I'm kind of permanently jet lagged in some kind of time zone, but
Yeah.
I guess it's stuck in this time zone now.
Amazing. Well, like I said, it is going to be a great day of CS, but how is it all going to work? We'll have a look at the format of this season and show you how it all breaks down. As you can see, there's dates along the top. We have changed things up quite drastically for this season. Each week is essentially an online cup where we'll take one of the teams pictured below into the finals happening at the Wembley Arena in a few months' time, or 7 weeks, I suppose. It's a single elimination best of 3, a bracket each week, starting with quarters, semis, which we'll have today. Moving on to a final, we'll take one of those teams who will be taken forward to the finals. If you do not qualify in week 1, you are eligible to try and qualify in the following weeks, and we'll have a total of 5 teams overall. Speaking of which, here is the bracket. You can have a look at how it's gone down this week already. Astralis already in the finals. Have done a great job. They obviously have not dropped a map against LDLC and Avigar. That's to be expected. We have had some other good games, though, some surprising results perhaps from Virtus.pro taking a map off FaZe, and then unfortunately unable to topple them. It was FaZe who will meet NiP in the semi-final today, and that is the action that will be going on right now. It is going to be Inferno and Train, perhaps. I'm not sure if that's exactly correct, but we'll see if that transpires. Now we need to talk about NiP. That's the team I want to focus on more here. Always a massive talking point, especially in the last 2 years. Obviously, a dynasty behind the organization, so much pedigree with the players involved. They brought in some fresh blood now. Is it finally looking like it could be a team that's promising and something worth talking about?
I think the major was a nice boost. They got further than they have for a while after constant disappointments against Vega Squadron.
Yeah.
So I think they're in a good position. I think that's the kind of mental boost that they need. It's like a platform to lift off of. So I would like to see some nice momentum, some upward trajectory from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and I think they've got the players to do it.
Well, they have replaced Dennis for the time being with Draken, right? So Draken's
yeah.
standing
Very
in.
good point.
Fatigue.
And Dennis is just like, because Dennis was obviously like, if you look at his stats whilst he's doing NiP, they've been awful considering what we would consider him, like, you know, the quality of a player as such as Dennis. Like to perform like that is just weird, and he's been struggling with that slump for a long time, and so it feels like at this point he must have been like, all right, I've tried like everything, I just need a break, I need a reset.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happened here. And Draken's come in which seems very surprising.
He had the
because
same issues though with NiP. He
Why not
had
Flusher?
confidence. Yeah, well, who knows?
He's taking a break as well.
Before we get into the action, there is a little bit more admin to deal with here. If you want to join the conversation and get stuck in, send us your questions or give us your thoughts on the games that are being played. You can get involved. The hashtag ECS7 on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and of course the website, where you can also find some lovely tickets. And Daniel, what's going to be happening in June? Can you tell us about that?
We'll have our finals at the Wembley SSE Arena, as we do every year. There is always one finals there. It's the home ground of ECS. And if you want to be in the crowds, mixing it up with the UK lads, who are a very boisterous bunch.
They really are. They enjoy a laugh, don't they, James?
They do, absolutely. But we do, it's not just the UK guys. We get a lot of the Denmark squad as well.
Yeah.
We got some hardcore Astralis fans, which are always there. Those are the guys jumping around and shouting Clutch Minister.
They're
So
actually
it
great
is an
guys.
international
I had a drink with them
crowd.
after that show. They loved it. They are such nice
When
gentlemen.
you guys like doing karaoke in a hotel
Yeah,
with
there
fans
was
or
all sorts of
something.
things going on there. They befriended me and took me under their wing. I was part of the Astralis corner for one night only, and they're
Brilliant.
still very nice to me to this day. So yes, definitely come down. It's a great event. Lots of fun to be had and some world-class Counter-Strike as well. We're almost ready to jump into this one, boys. I suppose we'll get into the veto. We'll have a look as to where this will be going down. I'm not sure if the maps we saw earlier were 100% correct. So Inferno in Train, so they were. So Inferno is always a great map to cast, especially when FaZe are on the server. Train next, it seems to be the go-to veto for NiP these days. It wasn't a map that was necessarily well within their wheelhouse for a long time, but they're really focusing on it now. Overpass, very strong map for NiP at this point. So this could be a very good game. Who knows?
I'm interested.
You're interested?
Again, we
That's
spoke
good.
we spoke a lot we spoke a lot about ninjas in pajamas, but
Yeah.
obviously FaZe are in an interesting spot now as well with Adren, where we're looking to see, well, with Adren and Yanko, I guess it's worth mentioning.
Sure.
We're looking to see what that's going to look like, how it's shaping up, and if it's going to be something that will continue going forward. Obviously, I think Yanko's a permanent addition.
He's an ongoing addition, so they're happy with him right now.
Okay,
I'm not
we'll see
sure
how
if
it
he's
goes.
signed for like a 2-year contract or anything like that, but
Yeah.
they're definitely staying with him for the time being. It's such a question mark. I don't know for sure, and I know the guy and I don't know. But I feel like they definitely are happy with what he's brought to the table, and they're going to keep working with him indefinitely, and we'll see what happens in the future. I think you need a few more events still to work out whether it's actually working. Adren, I'm not so sure. It doesn't really seem like it's really working out how they necessarily wanted with him. It doesn't seem to be resolving many issues.
One issue is that he's not an in-game leader.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's done some in-game leading, but he's not really considered one of the traditional in-game leaders. And that isn't necessarily just a successful source. That we have seen some players transition into in-game leading, and it's been pretty good. But it's kind of like it's not what they needed before he even joined the team, regardless of what he's doing on the server.
Well,
That's a long-term question.
we've talked a lot about the details and the formation changes of both of these squads, but I need to ask you where your predictions lie for this best of 3. Remember, this is a semi-final. If you crash out here, you have to try and qualify again next week or a following week after that. I'll go first. I never go first, do I? So,
Oh God,
you know
who's he
what?
gonna pick?
I'm going to go NiP.
Never saw that one coming.
I'm feeling it today, boys. I cut me and I bleed ninjas, so I'm going to stick with them. James Bardolph, you
What
saying
about Dan?
FaZe?
Dan's a big NiP guy as well.
Okay, let's just have you next, Dan. What do you
I was
reckon?
going to go. I think NiP will win this just because FaZe look. FaZe needed against VP Nico to drop 40 frags.
That's a very good point.
to win
Yeah,
to win that series. So
nice. All right, so 2 for NiP. James, you're up next.
You know what? Dan raised a good point. I'm going to
Yeah.
pick ninjas in pajamas.
Wow, this is unprecedented. Let's get Sliggy on the comms and see what he thinks.
I'm going FaZe.
He's going FaZe. Why?
I just think Nico's going to pop off, and I think the other players will step up this time.
Is that sustainable, though? It feels like it's Nico that has to go off for them. For me, that's not something I'm that excited about. Sure, we know that can happen. It does more often than not. But if it doesn't happen, I don't think you can just keep saying, well, they've got Nico, they'll probably win. That, for me, is not a
Guardian
great
as well
argument,
had a
really.
horrible day yesterday.
Yeah.
Horrible day.
That is true, actually. Yeah, he was missing completely,
was.
and that doesn't happen very often. So, it might be a bit flippy again.
We're going to look at the fans' predictions and see what they think. Let's see which way they're inclined. I'm going to assume more towards FaZe.
Where do you stand, fans?
Oh, it's closer than I thought, I'll be honest. That's pretty fair, though.
I'm liking that.
I think if you did have to, like, objectively look at it, that probably would where it would be, but in our own opinions, we've got NiP. Let's look at the odds as well, brought to you as well by pinnacle.com. And we'll see which it's actually very close across
Those are the closest ones we've had so far.
It is. This is going to be a great game. And this is why this format is so fantastic, is because every game has so much on the line. We know it's going to be best of 3. It's not going to be any fluke victories in one map, or we'll say, oh, they can bounce back next week. They are out, and all their efforts this week will be removed. And saying that, let's get into the game, into the action. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an absolute banger. Thank you for joining us. And NiP will be starting on the T side here, and FaZe, as usual, we're playing Inferno, which has been up and down for them. They have 1 kit, 1 smoke, and it's a slow approach from NiP.
Banger is slang for sausage.
Exactly. Bangers and
English.
mash.
This is going to be a sausage, says Henry G.
A spicy one at that.
Cumberland with some pepper on top. 4 players for FaZe at the top of mid, leaving Nico alone on the B bomb side. This is quite a solid read from them, and it seems that so far they are correct. 1 person for either side towards B, and you can see FaZe trying to combine their efforts and find a fatal shot. Nothing doing though. The short players are falling back. There is a bait and switch here. Adren's been taken out. There's Guardian. Can he get a second one? There we go. Some confusion as to where that was coming from, maybe. 4 versus 2 now for FaZe.
Only Draken and Forest left. And the bomb is lost. And smoked off, in fact. Forest, though, if you'd want any man on the pistol clutch, it should surely be him. Let's see what he's capable of in this round. We've got the flank slowly coming in from Nico, just making sure that there's no shenanigans and that they have full information of what's going on, and he won't push T-steps, I think. Or will he? Actually, he's starting to close in on T-steps now, but there goes Draken. And, well, this is looking a little bit difficult, isn't it? It's just... It's not quite a setup that you can deal with by yourself.
It is Forest. He is pretty decent, but unfortunately, no. It will be a solid hold there from FaZe. Guardian with the 3K, exactly the player you want to find those early frags, build his bankroll up, get the confidence there as well. He survives the round. He'll have armor and an M4 for now. I assume NiP will bring out the AKs in the 3rd here. So, pretty unexciting round coming forth, but we'll see if anything is purchased. 1 P250. That's for Lecro. Now, I am fascinated. Are they going to put Draken on the full-time AWPer now? Because as we know, NiP don't really have an AWPer in the squad, especially with Dennis's removal. It's usually between Lecro and Forest, I suppose. Draken was the AWPer this squad, and he had similar issues towards the end of his tenure of NiP. His confidence wasn't there. He didn't feel like he could really get it going, and almost stepped down himself and went to a lesser team. Whether this is going to be a move of any sort of longevity to it at all, I don't know, but we'll see.
What's good for him is that he's in a no-pressure situation at this point.
Yep.
Leaving anyway, so it's all good in the hood. Just play my game. But I think he'll have to be more fitting to the existing NiP system, whereas he had quite the leash to just go around and have take the volatile engagements that you might want to. Flashbang continues to give and give. Time for Nico to fall back. Drop the smoke as well on the half wall. Have his teammate cover the choke point. It's always a nice position to be in. Better equipped on the other side of a smoke at the half wall. Very difficult for T's to make a play through, especially with no flashbang. Last 3 NiP players looking for something. The footsteps, Adren will know that 2 players here at the very least. There's one taken out. There's another one by the logs. Last player res 15 HP. He'll be the last man to fall. No kills for Ninjas in Pajamas. It's good for $3,000 in a round like this if you get a kill. But nothing doing this time.
Nothing really to write home about. It's round 3. AKs will be brought out. And we'll see FaZe didn't lose too many players there. So they still have 3 SMGs, a FAMAS, and this is what I'm calling at least the bonus round on the CT side. You get to this point, you've had success, you know you're up against the AKs, you're not going to upgrade and throw money away. You're going to try and battle the SMGs. It normally takes a little bit more aggression, a little play perhaps to get yourself a kill and upgrade to an AK.
FaZe starting with 4 players towards the B bomb site.
Yeah, exactly. To try and challenge maybe a fast push from NiP, and they'd have numbers there, but not actually challenging for control. Just yet, at least.
Glorious pop flash play. Very nice. Different setup to the previous one. So while you may have been expecting A, you received B.
I have to say, despite Dennis's troubles on NiP, I would be more confident with the NiP pick with Dennis on the team.
True.
Great boost coming in on top middle. Lots of shenanigans here from FaZe so far, really paying off. Rain and NiP doing such great damage to either bomb site respectively. And now Forrest is left alone with the AK. Now, a solid objective for him is he's got 45 seconds to find some kills. That would be a fantastic result. If he thinks that, you know, well, I think you'd want him to die here. You want that loss bonus. Ooh, the transfer, not there. I was a believer. Because that would have looked amazing. It's just so sexy when you get those long-range transfers, but no. But now it's the full save. So FaZe doing immense work on these early rounds. They've made so much money because they're getting these frags with the QMPs and so on. It's 4 AKs on the CT side. That feels
pretty savage, isn't
good.
it? They might not like the AUG, but they can do some pretty good work with the AK-47, let me tell you. So this is looking very good for FaZe. That's a scary prospect. And these hard-hitting individuals will have such firepower on the defense. Desert Eagles and CZs. 1 smoke, 2 flashes. Nothing too quick here. No real stacks have to come through from FaZe. They can play a very default game. You can see with the AKs, they have a little bit more audacity, I suppose, with the angles they hold. They can go for the one-taps and not necessarily have to hold back in crossfires. And exactly like that, NiP ready to look down towards T-steps.
Flashbang will force NiP from his position. Still holding on to his grenade zone, not being baited out just yet. Continues the shoulder peeking, but now move away. Playing it safe, not being too greedy. Adren still has a smoke grenade. Spots a player there. Again, just getting maximum mileage from their grenades. Nice and deep. But there'll still be a fair amount of time for a 5-man push once Ninjas in Pyjamas wait out this smoke grenade. NiP has a Molotov, which could be crucial. In the meantime, Lekra will just make sure that the FaZe players are remaining honest. Not surrounding the guys towards B. Now he's expendable in this position. Could even get into a position to pull a CT away from the B bomb site and weaken the push for the other 4 players. A very key flashbang coming through, however, but Adren only gets the 1 frag out of that. NiP with a spray transfer looking for the 3rd player, running out of bullets, but he still has the bomb site for now. Team kill, and there will be no bomb plant for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Wasn't that like everyone was dead type team kill?
I didn't even realize there was 2 people alive, and I was like, okay, there's a team kill as well somehow from the grave. But there it is. NiP will battle very strong there towards the B site, and I thought NiP might be able to crack through and get a bomb plant down, but not meant to be. Draken brings out the orb, so that answers my question at least. He is going to be focusing on that weapon as they send 4 players towards B once again. The Guardian AWP as well. Maybe had a strong start, which normally bodes well for anyone that's potentially in a bit of a slump with their current form. Get a few kills in the pistol rounds, some anti-eco frags as well. Your confidence starts building up, and you might be taking more battles and feeling it just in a little bit more in general. So, Forrest fending off the utility deployed at the start of the round towards B. He hides behind the smoke for now. NiP are 4-0 down and currently waiting for the exchange to finish, but that's a decent grenade. Forrest absolutely swallows the grenade and the follow-up flames as well. Perfectly done by Adren. That is job done. They can fall back if they want to.
They found a really good pace have FaZe at the beginning of this match.
Absolutely, with the AKs especially.
And this is a good response coming in from NiP. They're taking top middle. They pressured back the defense on A. But the problem is that they need to retake Banana as well. They can't allow FaZe to just have 4 players towards A this early on. So we'll see if they can do that. Rez is over there. He's got a flashbang. Smoke and a molly. There goes the flash. And they have indeed pulled the Dren back. So, ooh, well, that's not the way you wanted that to go.
Not really.
Oh dear, they're kind of stuck now. I mean, they're going to try to wrap in through CT and try to go for a B split, but it's very awkward with Draken alone on the bomb on B.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, it was a question mark about whether NiP would turn up today. It's certainly been answered
He's so
at this stage.
bloody good.
Yeah, he really is. Unreal.
And I don't know if Draken has fired a shot yet with the AWP.
He has 3 of them.
A few. Not sure if we've seen anybody though. Through a smoke here and there. He's got a forward spawn. Maybe he has a suicide run up Banana. try and catch a player off guard while the smokes well, Molotovs are being deployed.
It's a scary one.
Yeah, but they don't really have a lot going on.
Let's see what he goes for.
No one has more than 1 kill on NiP.
Yes, there we go.
It's brave. After the fates Forest suffered in the previous round, he does sit towards the logs. Molotov down, and there is a peek from Guardian potentially coming through. Up to the logs he goes, and Guardian loves a flick. Get ready for it. Someone's going down here.
The other side of the corner. Tag from Guardian. Onto Guardian, rather. It's interesting that angle. Again, maybe this time to talk about it later. Well, when Fox was on FaZe Clan, on old Inferno, he would hold that angle every single round and never get double naded, ever. Ever, ever, ever. It was so bizarre to me. Forest almost on the job there. Rez getting mollied, and there goes Forest as well. He just can't get away from these Molotovs. Can he get the bomb down, though?
Wow.
Inviting some spray. Look at the patience from FaZe. They're non-believers. Now Draken still with the AWP. 40 seconds remain. If someone peeks or take a shot. Otherwise, does he suicide in this position? With 30 seconds left, might be better to see if anyone's on banana now, rather than with 10 seconds left. Time runs out, someone maybe pops out and shoots him, so we'll make a run for it.
You made a good point there. It's a very calm situation from FaZe there, isn't it? The fact that they're not spamming into the smoke, they're not taking any bait. Get right, trying to cause a bit of chaos with the fake plant there, but NiKo didn't react. He waited till he had information and guaranteed frags instead of spraying into the smoke and hoping for the best. Having a bit of a fry up here. Kind of ironic considering what happened to his teammates in the round. A double Molotov kill from Adren. You don't see that too often. But it will be 6-0 for FaZe now. NiPs do save the orb, and remember, Draken gets no cash for that. ×2 now, so he can't drop anything for his teammates, but the loss bonus is there. UMP for Rez, 3 AKs. Let's see what they can do with it. Draken is on the T side of Inferno. It's difficult to make the orb work, especially when you're up against the likes of Guardian.
Another 4-man stack for FaZe towards one of the sites, and that's the B-bomb site lost, but will they look to capitalize on this? They don't know if an AWP is around the corner, although it will probably be holding that angle if there was one on the B-bomb site. After Dren throws a grenade, it might give the game away that no one's actually on the B-bomb site. NiP expecting more. Will eventually move in. Now, outmaneuvered, FaZe left 3 players towards the A-bomb site, so they may just choose to save rather than risk everything on the retake.
They have so much money, but yeah, they are really far away, aren't they?
Can quickly disappear, though.
NiP have been struggling so much to do anything, and it seems like partly a mix of the tactical follow-ups aren't quite there, and I don't know if it's partially because they're saying, you know, with Draken, okay, let's just keep things really simple. Let's just be ultra simple. We're just trying to push positions. I mean, we haven't really seen anything too complicated just yet. They've just been struggling to take map control without losing a lot of players. And they keep looking for the option to rush into B. This time it finally does work.
Yeah, that wasn't down to some sort of tactical brilliance, though. It was just a nice early pick. It was a 4-man stack, as James pointed out, towards A, and NiKo challenging B, just to suggest things were normal, and it was the same sort of setup, trying to funnel them towards A. Unfortunately, he went down due to the flashbang, fumbled the movement a little bit, and once he went down, it's a completely open B side, right? So, good round from NiP, nice pick, but yes, we need to see a lot more in terms of sustainable rounds, good defaults, and post-plant situations that are going to go in their favor. Not down to just one single pick. We'll see how it goes, though. Very early days still on the T side. Trying it again. This time, no luck. Same approach. Forest goes through. This time, NiKo back on top. He's put himself a lovely little AK, too.
So clear top banana, and once again, we see that 4-man stack towards A. Adren can float back through Speedway, but NiP, they haven't done anything towards top mid, so FaZe have all the information that they're likely stacking up towards B, because otherwise this is the kind of timing you would expect them to start working on that top mid control.
Well, you're right, because we have Rain still in quad, his famous position, and then Guardian towards Arch right now. He can actually justify rotating over with Rain having full control like this.
Yeah.
He's going to detect him momentarily. Here comes the Molotovs and the flashbangs. Adrenaline will bounce one off first oranges here. There has been a Molotov deployed in his position. This is looking quite good. This is a nice execution for NiP, but they have to hit the shots. It's an equal trade for now. Nico needs to buy time for his teammates. The flashbang is just spot on. You see that coordination. He's waiting behind the pillar for the flash. It comes in, rails a shot. All of a sudden, it's a 4 versus 2. That was absolutely fantastic. And now this is going to be an absolute struggle to get back into it.
20 seconds for this bomb to go down. Surrounded, those flashbangs, bought time, just hiding behind the pillar. Bought time, Guardian on the site now. Nico to get the last kill. Indeed, that is great coordination. Those flashes from CT, so important. The normal one you get is in the pool, so your players can face the entrance, but this is a great one as well.
Look
behind
how
the
high
pillar.
it is. It's
right in
just
front of them.
So good.
They never see it coming. They're facing the wrong way. It is a super strong one. The only saving grace is they can crouch and hide in the pool. Otherwise, they're all dead.
On these full buys, it seems like Draken having an AWP has been much more of a hindrance.
What is this?
It kills
Oh,
the
it says
Molotov.
kill the Molotov. That's sick. You can do it from there. I haven't seen that before.
Brax did it in a pug.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Popularized it.
That's really cool. We're seeing some good stuff this week.
Yeah.
We've had some great games.
I hope on the following buy rounds, NiP just keep Draken off the AWP now, because I think it's pretty clear that like they're going for this rushy style, and it seems like he never had. There's like 2 or 3 rounds where he just didn't have an impact to do anything, and then just has to save. And then there's some rounds where, again, they're rushing in, so he's not. The rounds already won or lost before he's done anything.
Well, here's the push on the A bomb site. Olofmeister has the bomb next to him, and he will lie next to it now. No more shooting for him. 3v3. Electro needs to find a better weapon. Not everybody's rotated from the B bomb site just yet, so there is some time here for Ninjas in Pyjamas. A boost behind the smoke's been spotted, taking some damage. Things go from bad to worse. The smoke's gone now, which makes it harder for Guardian to escape if he wanted to. There's a flashbang for Adren though. He can try to make a run for it, make a break for it. And away he goes. He can't get past the angle in library. And Adren will eat one in the face as well.
Draken plays 1 round with an AK, gets an ace. No! Stay off the AWP! No!
Yeah, an opportunistic AWP. Okay, but I do wonder if they just feel compelled. Okay, he's an AWPer, here's an AWP. Regardless of if it's really necessary or not. So, indeed, it can be like a mystery handicap for a T side when it's not necessarily necessary.
It just doesn't work so far with the way NiP have been playing the map, and I think, you know, Henry mentioned it yesterday, it's just so difficult sometimes to even make one AWP work. It depends on the style that you have to play on your T sides, but we've seen an immense focus from NiP around Banana and B. They haven't even really done that many defaults where you see a top mid take as well as Banana. It seems to be one or the other most of the time. So that allows FaZe to really understand exactly what they're up to. It's very telegraphed.
The thing is, though, I do agree with you, but if you are allowed to get 5 people in this position and still have the majority of utility, making a 5-man execution isn't actually the worst call. It's okay. If you can successfully get 5 up, that's great, but Nico and Adren are answering back, and they've had enough of it. They're not letting them get anywhere near the site, so that's absolutely devastating for NiP. They did get the very top, but that's the reaction from FaZe. The flash comes over, and if you find 2, even 3 kills there, it's going to shut down any execution attempt they had in mind. And it couldn't be timed any better, to be honest. As soon as the flash goes over, they had smokes in their hands ready to deploy.
Yeah, and a large part because FaZe were looking down middle.
Yeah.
They were like they literally knew exactly where the NiP players were. So it's just that's like that shows you why the default exists as it does.
Yeah.
You push the CTs back, they don't have the info, they don't know whether or not their information is good when they hear.
You're definitely right. My point is, though, just if you do somehow get banana control, that's fantastic. You just have to use it very quickly.
Yeah.
Like I always talk about those things. You can't sit there with 5 people, everyone lining it up. If you somehow got there early, you need to react before this happened. The problem is the reason they couldn't, the CTs put their smoke down. They had the information you're talking about, so they can smoke towards B, delay them as much as possible. When NiP have that pressure now with 5 players there, no information on the map, and it all just goes horribly wrong. So yes, default's certainly required, but we'll see where this leads NiP. 8-2. Full eco by the looks of things. It's not going too well for them here, but if they can scrape together 4 or 5 rounds, it's still possible for them to bring it back. Just looking like FaZe are just completely taking them down almost every department right now, especially the aggression on the CT side. It's very difficult to contain.
Dancing around the pillar, Rez will get a Glock kill. Olofmeister's pretty low, he's got to be careful. Can use Guardian as the initial engager, takes a shot, runs distraction, and the cleanup is looking okay on the A bomb site. But Rez has got an AK-47, multiple plays in the red now. He needs to do something quickly, but the bomb is still bottom mid, and he can run distraction if Draken does something and collects the bomb. He's pulled rotation now, Rez, towards his A bomb site. But Draken's going investigating, but he really should take the bomb with him, otherwise he's got to go back and just do double the work. There's a minute on the clock. Rez has been quiet for a while now, finally getting the engagement. Draken makes his way towards B, edges there, but again, the bomb hasn't been collected. Really feel like they missed a trick there. Now he has an opportunity to jump around these barrels over the smoke.
Does he? Nico is ready and waiting and absolutely takes him down. 9-2. May I remind you, this is the best of 3. It's the pick of FaZe. It's a map they're really focusing on, it seems, right now, and almost all of their vetoes they're happy to play up. NiP, we should bear in mind, are missing Dennis. Weird one at the major. He had interviews where he said he'd lost all his confidence. The next day he said he'd found it. And it appears he just needs maybe a bit of time out and focus on some other things. Yeah, it's going to be Guardian, though. Lovely first pick. This time, no Draken to defend that mid area, and Guardian finds the first, and it's the in-game leader that goes down. Only sits on 2 frags, 10 deaths. No one really lighting it up for NiP.
Need to get at least 5 rounds, I feel like. See, they can do it here. Guardian will whiff the shot, so there's a chance. Rain, though, my god. They just knock him down like bowling pins. Strike on top mids. And Forrest is the only man left again. This seems like a fundamental T-side failure from NiP so far.
An understandable one, we should bear in mind. With the new, well, not new player, the Draken coming in. And FaZe looking red hot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. FaZe are being very proactive, which is really awesome.
And that's the best way to dismantle a team like this. If you know they're going to be tactically weak and maybe just running defaults, if you don't let them get comfortable, if they're pushing and finding relentless aggression with success with AK-47 and players like Nico really bullying them, why not keep it up? You know they can't handle it right now. There's no point in showing signs of respect. You want to punish the fact they're not going to be necessarily ready to counter your aggression. So fair play to FaZe. They're doing a fantastic job of completely destroying any intention they have of any strategies or defaults.
It's a telling sign as well. We're actually going to see the 5 nades here. Let's see, going up banana. Oh, well, that's quite the response, isn't it? Way to make my point here is they get absolutely mutilated by FaZe. Ouch. But I was going to say, it's very telling that we see the frag counts be so low for NiP because it indicates that they've been unable to get themselves positionally in the right places at the right times to activate any of their players. Because, of course, every player in NiP is a mad fragger. Like, all of those players are kind of crazy when it comes to fragging. But but they're just not getting into spots, and that's like a tactical, strategical
Well, the whole
thing.
objective in Counter-Strike T-sides is to have tactical executions and set pieces, defaults, designed to make your opponent feel uncomfortable and allow you to get a target in front of you to shoot them, right? If that's all falling apart and they're bringing the fire to you every single round on the defense, how can you really do anything about this? You don't have everything in your wheelhouse right now to actually fend off this aggression, and it's all getting a bit chaotic. No one's killing anyone, and at this point, a desperate attempt from Get Right. He does get 1 kill. I think he has to try and get out towards the pit and get some real estate for them. That's exactly what he's going to try and do. Nice footwork to actually get towards the pit. Gets a second kill as well, so this is something. It's promising at least.
That was an awesome base. Because Rain's not sure when that smoke goes down, whether or not he's dropped. And Get Right is one of the guys that, like, with a single nade set, created these lurk plays. He that's one of his specials, like Cash and B as well. He innovated that too, but this is not working out, is it? Everyone on FaZe hitting their shots. They outnumber the NiP players. Draken once again has to go off here. That should be phenomenal there. Baits him out, but not looking the right way. Olofmeister still gets the headshot. Stolen.
With 27 HP, he makes that work. Molotov on him. It looked like Draken had his number, and Olof completely knocks him out the park. That was impressive from Olofmeister. A good attempt from Get Right to try and get them back in the round. I think this one might be done, boys. They just haven't got a response.
The thing that is worrying for me is that Train is kind of stiff, is also difficult like Inferno on the T side. So that's what I'm worrying for NiP a little bit.
Flashes the second mid for Rain to have a look. Manages to escape without getting a shot through the window. And meanwhile, Nico does Nico things. And Banana is secure. This time he has a teammate if necessary. Can re-smoke. Bottom of Banana. They'll show presence of 2 players with different weapons. Just trying to get the most mileage out of his smoke, not deploying it too early. Second or 2 can go a long way. Guardian with a fantastic angle on to Get Right. And it seems comfortable for FaZe in the last round of the first half. 5 versus 3 at the present. They've used most of their grenades. They've got a few counter flashes. It's a great headshot from Forest, but can they convert it into a round? There's still plenty more to do. The bomb having a look towards Banana where Adren is. 2.5 players towards A for FaZe. One with an off angle from Speedway. Moving back towards B, it seems. Just under a minute for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Every duel is just going in their favor. It's so difficult. 40 seconds, though. A 3-on-2. This is the final round of the half. They need some frags here. And Draken, as he said, the AWPs had no impact at all for them. This is reminiscent of NiP of old, as the AWP didn't really have a huge amount of impact. And Rez will do what he can, the absolute star of this team. He'll have the AK-47 around. He has to pick up for this squad. He can do it. They might have a chance in this one. He's spotted one towards quad. Dropped to smoke and he'll go for the plant here. He has committed, and Olofmeister doesn't have to either because he can just wait for his teammates and Pincer Rez together. He's got nowhere to run or hide. He can't go towards the library or the pit. He is isolated on the bomb site for now. He has no utility, but he has got a lot of HP. Fortunately, Olofmeister will take care of that very swiftly. And that's a 13-2 half. What a performance. And yes, we can say NiP are struggling with the 5th member and stuff, and that's all correct and true. But I'm really impressed with this FaZe setup. That is a scary-looking FaZe. That's what we expect from this squad. That's synergized. That's scary in terms of fragging potential. And we'll throw it to a little halftime break just to calm ourselves down and see what's in store for the second half. We'll be right back. Hello there. Welcome back to the second half. This is NiP versus FaZe, and this one could be over very quickly indeed. 13-2 does not bode well for the Ninjas whatsoever. It's been a really rough half for them. They didn't really get a say in the first half, to be honest. They were getting bullied all over the map, and we'll see if FaZe can close this one out very quickly indeed. But good grenades from NiP. They can win this pistol. There is actually a conversation to be had on the CT side of Inferno that they could do this, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Swedish Inferno on CT side is pretty renowned to be very deadly, and they play a really specific style, which you don't see from a lot of other teams. We'll get into that in a moment. FaZe, absolutely sick first half. Let's see if that form continues. Olofmeister, nice connection, but the trade comes out. Very good and responsible work on Banana from Rez, and Draken shuts down top mid. This is looking much more promising from the Swedes. This is what we need to see.
Bomb's been spotted, time for the rotation. 2 players coming in from B. A's been cleared out. Plenty of headshots, a headshot exchange. Guardian's got a smoke, which could be dropped towards Arch to replenish that one. That would not be ideal. No smoke for NiP. Sometimes you'll see a CT side put a smoke just beyond that one so they can sneakily jump on the bicycle and get into the graveyard position. But as you can see, that would be exposed at the moment. Rez looking for the right time to strike. Lekro's got a kit. He's close to the bomb at the moment. He's making some noise now, which may give Rez a chance to push through the smoke, creeping in. Guardian is going to take one in the face. That leaves Adren alone, 1 versus 2. He doesn't have too long to... That's a beautiful shot to Lekro. Just needs to buy some more time, and it might be too late for the defuse. I think it is.
Oh no, that's such a shame. That quick flick from Adren was sick. That was a blinder of a shot that really sealed the deal.
4K from Rez as well.
And 14-2 now for FaZe. NiP have to get it done off the force by
That's just gut-wrenching, isn't it? You get 4 kills in the round. You might be able to salvage something here, at least make this a competitive game. He hit all that. And a Dren. Oh, my goodness. That was just such a brilliant shot from him. I can't stress enough how skilled that was. He had to hit one of those kills, and what a way to do it. They win the round somehow, and it will be a force buy, of course, from NiP. They can't let it go map points in round 2 of the second half, so they're going to have to go for it.
Yeah. I mean, such a strong first half from FaZe with the pistol win. They really set themselves up for the slam dunk against NiP. Oh, look, might have a little bit of trouble here going for the reload. Oh, hello, what's happening here? This knife comes out.
What the hell?
I'm not sure what's going on there, but 5 versus 3 in the anti-force fight for FaZe. If they pick this one up...
You don't have to say it, Dan. We all know it's done if they get this.
I mean, we'll have another force buy out from NiP. It'll be a stronger force buy. There is that.
True.
But it's still looking grim. Smoke's coming out, but...
I will say, Lekro's Deagle is one of the best in the game. He gets a kill with it, but it's going to need a few more. That's the first. And unfortunately, they've only got 1 player towards B. That's Draken, who's got nothing more than a decoy to try and fend them off. He'll throw that towards Spawn in a almost desperate manner and hope for the best. They know exactly where he is.
Bombs planted. All the ninjas are here. Light tagging happening. A lot of mice are looking for more with the Mag 10. Lekro's found another kill with the Desert Eagle. Now it's a 3-on-3. No weapons collected just yet. NiKo coming in from the back. He's on the flank with the UMP. Guardian cleaning up at the front. NiKo might need to speed up a little. It's a lovely shot from Guardian, and there won't be much to deal with the Mag 10 of Draken, and that's game point for FaZe.
It absolutely is, James, and I would say that's the game in itself. Unfortunately, it's a nice idea to build up a concept. They could get 13 in a row here off the back of some scouts and eagles.
They could, Henry.
They could, yes.
They could.
Nothing is impossible, I would agree, but I'm more of a realist, I would say, than a pessimist at this point, as we'll see just pistols and the lesser of the snipers come forth. Nothing connecting apart from that headshot from Rain. I think we might want to start focusing on Trainer for an NiP, get this one out the way.
Yeah, FaZe just so dominant on that first half, man. It's tough to come back without a pistol win. Ouch. It's tough to be on the receiving end of this. You don't often see a match won like in this fashion.
It's generally bad to be on the receiving end of a grenade.
Famously, yeah. Not really the position you want to be in.
Not a fan of shrapnel.
You ever thrown one?
A grenade?
Yeah. Seems like the kind of thing you've done.
Smoke grenades.
Yeah, I've done that.
We have smoke grenades in our office.
Of course you do.
Got us into trouble a little bit.
Did you set it off in the office?
Yeah, it set off the alarm, the smoke alarm of an office above our office.
Wow.
And then the fire brigade came. And the lady came down and she was all...
a James Bardolph story. I haven't heard that one, but it just doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, we made a video about it as well.
38 seconds remaining for FaZe to close out this first map. Do NiP gamble stack behind this smoke grenade? Now, this is smart. FaZe probably reading that that's quite likely. They already had a Dren top mid, and they will just choose to barrel into the A bomb site. 20 seconds remaining. Only one person here to try and stop them, and it's Draken with a scout of all things. But he could annihilate these players if he can see that would help for sure.
It would help.
13 seconds left. He's kept it close, but he won't get any kills out of it. And that might just be that, although, again, there could be a flurry of kills here for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but so far there have been 0 kills and they've only got 2 players, so not looking likely, but everybody is lit up. Get right now. There's 1 kill. Didn't cost him too much, but he's got to really go quickly. Gets his bell rung, down to 18 HP, stuck in a choke point now, falling back, but I think he may already be out of time. Guardian running in with the knife. No respect. Not get right, please. Not him. Anyone but him.
He can't handle this. It is going to be 16-2. It is the FaZe pick. And one thing I always say in these sort of results, it doesn't matter what the scoreline is. If you lose your opponent's pick, that more often than not happens in a matchup of this caliber. You just got to focus on your own. And NiP are veterans. They can bounce back from this. But it's a FaZe. That's one of the best CT sides that I've ever seen from them on Inferno. They look fantastic. Yes.